G'day guys, it's gonna be a long blabbering video just to let you know. If you get bored, just skip another video. But anyway, what we're going to discuss today is I'm gonna talk about me trying to decide if I get the A7 IV or get the zv-E1. So these two cameras are good cameras. They have a big difference also. The pricing's kind of varied between the two of them. So yeah, first of all, the A7 IV has been out already. Just to give you in context, that camera is like built like a tank. It can do 10-bit video, and also it can do photos. It's 33 megapixels photos. The zv-E1 is like a tiny A7S III. It can do photos, but it's just like 12 megapixels. It's not the beefy, hard-bodied A7 series camera. And yeah, it does very good video. So let's start this. Before anything else, I'm going to show you the videos that I did prior to making this conclusion. Yeah, so here it is. And again, it's going to be a long video. I'm not sponsored or anything from this camera. It's just me and my thoughts. So check it out, and I'll be back in the view. Hey guys, this is Mikel from the past, which is around end of May, early June of 2023. I'm going to test out which one camera I'm going to have for daily vlogging and travel. First, I have the A7 IV, which is this one here. And yeah, I have a 10-20 lens here, and I usually use a grip here because I want it to be like full hand. But lately I've been liking the no grip version. I got a 10-20, which is that. And yeah, so also just recently I just got this one here. It's gonna fall. The zv-E1, which is so tiny, which is so good. And I got the 18mm lens. I used to use this on my A7C. This one here feels like the A7C, but it's more on video centric camera. And the thing is, I'm going to try to test this too. I'm going to try to decide which ones I'm keeping and which ones I am letting go. Yeah, this one here, I don't like taking photos of it because the thing is, the burst is like slow. It's a good photo camera though, because it's 33 megapixels, and you can shoot in 10-bit S-Log for this, and you can definitely do whatever that camera can do, except that you can't do 50 frames or 60 frames in 4K. So that's the limitation of this camera here, and some features that are there. This one's a bit expensive, just a tad expensive than that camera, but yeah, this is the ultimate hybrid camera. And this one here is more on video centric, and this is more on vlogging. This is the zv-E1. And you all know the specs and everything. What I like about this camera here, it's so light. You can just put it in your not pocket, but on a small bag. And the thing is, you don't need to put a microphone on it. So for that camera, the other camera, I used to put a camera on it. I put the Sony BGM10, which I am getting now. Just one sec. So yeah, whenever I use a microphone for this, I put this on here. And this is how it looks. This is how it looks when I'm vlogging, though I'm kind of liking the grip here lately. I didn't like the bulge, and I didn't like that it's big, but it's rugged. I love it. This one here feels like it's plasticky. It's not that cheap plastic though, but I think if I drop it, I might break it, unlike that camera. But what I like about this is, yeah, you don't need to put a microphone on because the internal microphone is good. And it's easier to vlog. It has other vlogging features. Some cons for this camera here is I can't do good photos. I'm mainly a photographer. This shoots around 12 megapixels, and that one's 33. So if I'm traveling, I might want that because I can do more photos, and it's more. I feel like it's more weather sealed. But I'm gonna test it, and we're gonna decide now. We'll see how this goes. So we'll see how this film progress. I'm on my English right now, but anyway, yeah, let's see how this goes. And I know it's still early, and the thing is, yeah, just after using the zv-E1 for a day compared to my A7 IV, my A7 IV, I just started taking off the base plate, and I'm holding it, and I love how my fingers go to the groove. It's kind of bulky, heavy though, but it feels so rugged. Feels like I can batch it when I'm traveling. It's like weatherproof. It feels like that. It feels so strong. It's just big with this one, and yeah, like I said, it doesn't do 4K 50 full frame, which I needed for work. So I'm trying to use this thing for work and for travel. It can do 4K 60 though, but it's gonna go crop. The zv-E1, which is this, it feels like the A7C, and yeah, it still feels good in the hand. But the thing is, yep, I'm kind of wanting the ruggedness of the A7 IV, plus I can do 33 megapixel photos. And from some reviews I can see that just because it's downsampled, it's gonna look good, it's gonna look sharper. But this one is good with low light. This one can do 4K 50, 4K 60 in full frame, and this one does 640 and 12,800 on slug3 ISO. So for video, this still is good. I've had a list of stuff wherein I'm trying to figure out the pros and cons for both camera, but I'm gonna update you on that as soon as I reach a few weeks, a month, maybe a few weeks, I don't know. But yeah, I'm still feeling the two and trying to figure out. But as of now, yeah, I love how light it is. I love how I don't need a microphone. But that's it. Okay, random thoughts. Today's like just a few days after I got this, and yeah, what I've really noticed is that for this one, if you're mainly doing videos, you'd love this, because the thing is, once you flip the screen and you turn it on, you can definitely see that you can just tap things in here. So whatever you need to do, you can change it here. There's a lack of buttons though, and again, everybody knows this doesn't have a lot of photo options. So if you're a traveler, if you're somebody who like does hybrid, does photo and does video, I think this camera, which I'm filming on, is the A7 IV, works best. You can flip from photo to video quickly with a button, I mean, the dial on top. And the thing is also, it has separate buttons for the shutter and the ISO and the aperture. This one here has two dials. You just have to assign one and then have a quick button to change this. I really prefer that camera as of now. Like, I'm leaning towards getting the A7 IV as early as now, because the thing is, I'm a hybrid shooter and I only need 25 frames for video. Like, this one shoots 4K 25 and this one shoots 4K 60, and they say it's gonna update to 4K 120 or 4K 100 here. Pow. So yeah, I'm leaning more to this because I do photos also, and at the same time it's really rugged. The only reason I like this one is that I can use it for work. Like, I use it for the gimbal, and yeah, it doesn't record long videos because it overheats. This one doesn't overheat, this A7 IV. So this is good for long videos, like when you're shooting and you don't need 4K 60. This could also still shoot 4K 60, but it's gonna crop it. So yeah, this one could shoot 4K 60, 4K 15 full frame, and native ISO for S-Log3 is around 12,800. This one is only 4,000 max. Lower ISO is 640. This one's 800. So yep, this one's more for the hybrid all-around shooter. This one's more of a video guy. If you want more videos, if you want it to be light, this one here. One of the main things that I really like about this camera is just this microphone. If I'll be vlogging, I don't want another microphone on top of my camera. I'm using a Rode mic for the setup now. I can use a microphone on top, but this one here, this microphone is good. Like, you don't have, it's not a big form factor for vlogging and traveling. Yeah, you can take photos. That's the thing. So I'm still thinking, but as of now, I'm leaning more on the A7 IV, which I was planning to post online to sell. This one here just works for my vlogging addiction, and for work also, because I'll be using it on a gimbal if ever I shoot freelance for videos, or yeah, I do freelance videos because I hate editing videos, wedding videos, and that's my job, my work. I don't know. Yeah, still thinking. Oh, one more thing. This has 2 card slots and can use CF Express A. This one only has 1 card slot, but that doesn't really matter. The main thing that's really holding is the 4K 60 in full frame and this microphone here. And the light. Yeah, that's it. And other than that, this one does it. Like this one does 4K 25, which I need. I can use 4K 50 or 60 for work, but it's gonna crop it. It's still gonna work. It's still fine. Photos is good. Yeah, I think this is the best hybrid camera. It's just for vloggers who just has a specific purpose. If you want to take photos, this could take photos, but 12 megapixels. Come on. You travel to this place and then you take a photo which is 12 megapixels. Why not take 33 or more? That way it's future proof. 12 megapixels fine, but yeah, in the future we're gonna get high resolution stuff, and then 12 megapixels is not gonna be enough. Like I have old files, I have old from my computer. I have a 12 megapixels, was it 12 megapixels or 16 megapixels from my old Nikons, and they were good then. Now they're just like low res. Okay, this one's 5 minutes. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. This is gonna be a long total video, but anyway, yeah. So I just did the whole video earlier, and I fucking hate the lighting. So I just like the intro, it's a bit dark in the back, and it's like bad yellow fucking things on my face. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just redoing it now, and I'm too lazy to memorize and everything. Just a disclaimer: if you've reached this part of the video, I commend you, because there was a lot of blabbering in the first few ones, and I'm just too lazy to cut it. But anyway, going to the point, I'm just going to read from my iPad whatever my findings are. First of all, for the zv-E1, it's mainly a zv-E1 review, but it's coming up as a which one do I get? Do I get a7iv or do I get the zv-E1? The pros for the zv-E1 is that AF can be toggled. Like when you're shooting, it's when you're starting to record, you can toggle the face detect off or on, just like my FX3, but my A1s, which are my best cameras, they can't do that. So that's a good thing. Also, yeah, you can map it around if you want to use it, but I haven't tried it. The one is that I love that when you close the zv-E1, the LCD, when you close it at the back, it saves power. It tries to stop and turns it off and saves power. So that's a good thing. One more thing is that I love that there's a tele light. So my FX3 has a tele light. I did like tele lights at first, because the thing is I was thinking that it's just like it's a red thing. Well, I start filming, the talent's gonna see it like, well, what the fuck is he doing, or is it recording or something like that. It's more pressure, and the thing is also I had a feeling that the red from the light is going to go to the face, but later on I realized that it's a good thing, because I would know it's recording, although you can see it on the screen, but I want to prefer closing the screen. That way I won't, just like when I keep on looking this way, it's the screen I'm looking at. And for the cons is that the IAF has changed. It's just a tiny thing that I'm thinking. It's written there as subject recognition, but it's really the IAF, or the face detect. I got confused. I thought it was not it, so it's a bit annoyance, but it's nothing that much. It's just nitpicking. So that's one of the things you have to take note. Also, yeah, you can disable it, so that's fine. Also, what I didn't like is there was a lack of buttons with it. So just like the A7C, it didn't have the front dial. So what it does is that it confuses me, or I needed more buttons. And due to that lack of buttons, initially I want the back dial, the circle, the big black dial to rotate, and it's going to change to ISO. It was not allowing me to use it for ISO till later. What did I do? Yeah, I just changed assigning the button. At first I can't do it, then I realized that I can assign it as my ISO, and I have to get rid of one of the buttons. I don't usually use the aperture that much, so I had to lose the aperture, change that back dial to ISO so that I can change it anytime I wanted to do it. But other than that, yeah, it's still lacks buttons. So yeah, I have to let go of one, either shutter or aperture, whichever one you want to let go. I'd prefer letting go of the eyes. So, the aperture. So that's what I did. The next one, the power button needs getting used to. So where's my other camera? It's somewhere here. I forgot. Anyway, the shutter button. It has the power button there from the usual A7 cameras. Like you just flick it and then it turns on. It's still there, but it's a bit at the back side. So I might place a picture of that one. So there are two buttons there on the shutter button. The one on the rightmost side is the power button. It's way back. So when you turn it on, your finger just tries to go more at the back and turns it on. So that's a bit annoyance for me. But other than that, that's okay. There is like a power, the same as the before, the power button, but this time it's a more of a zoom toggle, clear image zoom. You can dial it to use the clear image zoom. But what's annoying is when you use the mode for stabilization, like the active stabilization, the one that's much better. If you use that, then you can't do clear image zoom. And that button there, which allows for clear image zoom, when you bump it, it's going to give you an error. So you're shooting and you bump it, and it's going to come out here as an error, like it's for clear image zoom. So it's annoying. Every time I bump that accidentally, it does that, and it's so annoying. Okay. So what else? Yeah. So there's a bonus here from my list. It says the flash. Yeah, you can use it. You can use it for photos, and if you're gonna use flash for photography, if you're gonna use flash photography with that camera, the shutter speed goes to 1/30. That's the sync that it does. Because the thing is, it's a mirrorless. It doesn't have a mirror. A shutter meter or something. It doesn't have the shutter. That's it. That doesn't have the shutter. So it's just an open sensor. So when you try to take a photo, it scans, and the best way that it can scan everything when the flash goes on is like 1/30. So if it had a shutter, it could go around 1/100, 1/200, the usual flash sync, but it doesn't have that. So when you take a photo, it scans slowly. So to prevent it from having a brighter down, like the flash is going to be cut off, they lower the shutter speeds to 1/30, which is its flash sync technically. So it's like you can't shoot a fast moving object if you're using flash. You just have to have somebody like firmly standing there. That way the 1/30 is not going to create a blur. So that's one of the cons. Yeah. So what? So the conclusion is I was planning to test these two cameras more so that I would know it. I've used it in the Philippines. I traveled for a month and using that camera. I tend to use the a7 IV because it's rugged and it's big and everything. And I can take photos because the thing is, it's very important to me to do photos. 33 megapixels is much, much better than 12 megapixels. Like I can live with 21, maybe 16, not sure. But 12 megapixels is just too low for me. So it failed from that point on. I kept using the a7 IV. Yeah, it's here. I'm not comfortable. Okay. One of the things that I'm spewing is that I love that it doesn't have a microphone. You don't need to attach a microphone on top if you're vlogging. It looks so sleek and small, but the quality of the audio from the microphone for the a7 IV is much, much better. And I had to let go of that thought that it's better that it doesn't have a microphone. But anyway, that's one of the things that I'm gonna miss when I let go of the zv-E1. Actually, I just already sold it, so spoiler alert. Also, what else? Yeah, the a7 IV satisfies my photography needs. 33 megapixels, so good, so it's staying. So I don't do much 4K 60 for personal. I do 4K 60 or 4K 50 when I'm doing it for work, but I already had my A1s and my FX3, so I'm leaning more again to a 4K 25, 4K 24 for doing videos because it's for my personal vlogs and I love it that way. So it's leaning toward a7 IV again. For the a7 IV also is that it has good heat dissipation, although some people had it overheated, but the a7 and the zv-E1, it overheated me while I was shooting a wedding. I was doing the preparations, like getting ready stuff, and I was shooting 4K 50, and it overheated. I put a skin on it, so it affected it. It made it worse. But yeah, I was shooting and it overheated. Turned it off. Let it rest. Turned it on again. Overheated. So it was just not heavy filming. It overheated, and it was in winter. So that's really bad. I want to rely on this camera to do film for me. Sometimes I use these cameras to like as my dash cam. So yeah, the zv-E1 failed in that part there. So sad. I wanted it to be good, but nah, that X mark for me. Yeah. Hold on. Okay, so basically that's it. So yeah, bottom line is, yeah, the zv-E1 has failed a lot on my list. It's the only thing it just had to check was it's small, it's good with low light, and the microphone is so slick. It's integrated there. So yeah, I decided to stick with the A7 IV, and yeah, I already sold the zv-E1 last week, and yeah, kind of miss it, but not that much. Now the problem is the A7C 2 has been released, and I really love my A7C. I was planning to get another one soon, the old A7C original, but now the A7C 2 is like almost the same. I've heard that it overheats a bit, so that's one of the things I'm really skeptical. But it's just like a mini A7 IV, which I want. Doesn't have two card slots, but I don't need two card slots. I'm not that paranoid and not that, yeah, I don't need both. But yeah, so that's a thing to think about. Anyway, yeah, that's it. End the video. I stick with A7 IV, but I'm not sure if it's for long. But yeah, that's it. Take care, guys, and hope you would be able to use this video. It's a very long one. I tried to make it short, but now it's like 10 minutes. It's gonna be a long video. I'm sorry about that, but hopefully it's helpful to you. I commend you if you reach the end of this video. Just jump to this. Yeah, that's it. Take care. Have a good one.